The story begins a year earlier. On a bright morning, the princess wore a pristine white wedding gown and lay on a small boat being pushed into the icy lake. She was about to marry a duke in a unique ceremonial tradition. As the boat drifted toward the center, the people sang the dragon song, a haunting melody said to awaken ancient beings. Suddenly, a cold wind blew out the candles on the boat. Dark clouds gathered, blocking out the sun. From the heavens, a giant dragon appeared, summoned by the song. Ignoring the crowd, it dove straight toward the princess. With a mighty roar, it seized the boat in its claws. In a panic, the duke tried to anchor the boat with wooden stakes, but the force caused the vessel to shatter, sending the princess plummeting. Just before she hit the ground, the dragon swooped in and caught her, flying off as the old king cried out in despair. When the princess awoke, she found herself in a dark cave, covered in scratches and bruises from the dragon's claws. Beside her loomed a grotesque, clawless beast. Just as fear overtook her, a boy's gentle voice came from behind a stone wall. He comforted her and gave her a healing salve, warming her heart. Through a crack in the wall, she saw his gentle face. Believing he was also a prisoner of the dragon, she reached out to him. Their hands met, two lonely souls clinging to each other. But then, a powerful force yanked her away. As she struggled, she heard the boy shouting in alarm. A roar echoed from beyond the wall. The dragon had returned. Terrified, she hid in a corner, motionless, as the dragon eventually disappeared. When the boy's voice fell silent, grief overtook her. Determined to rescue him, she broke through the stone barrier, but the dragon reappeared. She ran, the beast in pursuit. She squeezed into a crevice as flames roared behind her. Using the light, she climbed up, only to find herself at the edge of a steep cliff. Just then, the boy appeared. Realization struck: he was the dragon. In disbelief and betrayal, she backed away and slipped off the cliff. The boy leapt after her, catching her just in time. But his body began to ignite. Flames spread along his veins as he transformed into a dragon, saving her at great cost. He reverted back into a boy, weak and unconscious. The princess lifted a rock to end his life but couldn't bring herself to strike. Waves crashed around them. She pulled him to safety with all her strength. At sunrise, she realized the island they were on was the skeleton of a massive dead dragon. Her captor was indeed the same dragon who had taken her. Now unconscious, he occasionally lost control and transformed into a beast. She was terrified and tried to escape, but a sudden storm forced her back into the cave. There, she saw deep wounds on his back, scars from saving her. Her heart softened. She treated his wounds and fell asleep beside him. When she woke again, the storm had passed. A fire was burning, and a fresh dragon fruit awaited her. Outside, she found the boy fishing. In the golden sunlight, he finally told her his story. He was a descendant of dragons. At age 5, he watched his father be slain by humans. In a fit of grief, he jumped off a cliff only to awaken the dragon within. From then on, the memories of his dragon lineage flooded his mind. Dragons, he revealed, have no females. To reproduce, they abduct human girls. Once pregnant, these girls are sacrificed by fire to give birth to dragon offspring. For centuries, humans feared dragons and offered girls as tributes. But the boy couldn't accept this cruel fate. He hid from his instincts, living in a cave to suppress the dragon inside. Yet on the princess's wedding day, when the dragon song was sung, he couldn't resist. His transformation was triggered, and he flew off to seize her. Upon hearing the truth, the princess did not blame him. Still, he couldn't return her home. For the moment he touched her, he lost control and turned into a dragon. Her only hope was that the duke would find her. But the dragon island was hidden, and the duke, despite his love, became lost at sea. In the days that followed, the princess began teaching the boy how to live like a human. They salvaged materials that washed ashore and turned the island into a livable home. The boy could see the wind and painted its shape with petals. Their bond deepened. One day, she found a musical instrument. She played a lullaby, calling it the boy's birthday. He, in return, created a spectacular fireworks show in the sky. Their love blossomed. One night, the princess woke to find him transformed into a dragon. She reached out, but he suddenly lashed out in fury. It was a dream, but a frightening one. To soothe her, the boy picked a flower. She once told him that flowers made people feel loved. But the dragon within stirred again. Flames burst from his body, incinerating the flower. He ran to the cliff, trying to contain the beast. The princess appeared with a handmade kite. As they flew it together, their hands touched and the heat from him snapped the string. He began to lose control, but managed to calm himself by playing the lullaby she gave him. Then he discovered her secret: she'd been collecting supplies and maps to escape. But instead of stopping her, he helped her build a boat and sent her away. He loved her too much to let her become another sacrifice. On her journey back, she reunited with the Duke. To protect the boy, she told them the dragon had perished. She returned to the kingdom, ready to resume the wedding. But her father saw through her sadness, and told her to follow her heart, that love could conquer all. She looked at the paper dragon the boy once made. It had never flown before, but this time, when she let go, it soared. She knew what she had to do. Wearing her wedding dress, she lay on the boat once more. The Duke pulled the rope, but the princess remained solemn. Meanwhile, on the island, the heartbroken boy stood at the cliff, tormented by his identity. He jumped, hoping to end it all. As he fell, he played the lullaby once more, struggling to hold back the transformation. Back at the lake, the princess suddenly stood. She tore off her veil. The crowd gasped. The Duke yanked the rope furiously, but she let it go. In anger, he tried to summon the dragon with the ancient song, and the dragon came. The Duke raised a spear, but was stopped by a general. He didn't truly love the princess. He only wanted power. The dragon flew down and took the princess to the altar. Fire surged in his chest, but the princess embraced him. She was no longer afraid. Moved by her love, the dragon melted into her arms. He no longer resisted her touch. Their hearts became one. They married. Together, they had a daughter. After putting the baby to sleep, the man turned into a dragon once more. With the princess on his back, they flew freely across the sky. Their fairy tale had finally found its happy ending.